20th of October, Rabbi Moore, Parsha, Shavua, Vayera. Rabbi, we can't hear you.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Hmm.
Okay, here he comes.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. I don't know what's the problem, but it's the second day in a row I've had this problem. Okay. Maybe it's a sign we should be coming back together.
Maybe
Maybe it's a sign you should get a new computer.
Well, which is the cheaper option? Okay.
Which is the healthier option.
I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Pasuk Hey. I think it's your turn, Lou. Pasuk Hey.
Okay. Ve'ek cha pas lechem v'sa'adu libechem achar ta'avoru ki al kain avartem al avdechem vayomru kain ta'aseh ka'asher dibarta. So it says, I will take bread, pas lechem, I guess, is bread.
Well,
The word
yeah.
bread twice.
Well, yes, it's interesting. That's an interesting point. Why is it called pas lechem? Lechem generally means food, right? Pas can also mean, how should I say it? Pas means a loaf.
A loaf of food. Okay.
Right.
Or even a loaf of bread would not be odd in English. Okay. The sadu, and you will sustain your hearts. Afterwards, you will go, or you will continue, because, or accordingly, you have passed by your servant, and they said, yes, do as that you have spoken. Okay, Rashi says, "Visadu libechem," you will sustain your hearts. The Torah banavim uvikesuvim, in the Torah, the prophets and the writings, matzinu de tisa sadasa de liba. We find that bread sustains the heart. The Torah, the sadu libechem. In the Torah, it says, you will sustain your hearts. In the Nevi'im, se'ad libecha pas lechem. In the prophets, it says, sustain your heart with a loaf of bread. B'kesuvim v'lechem levav enosh yisad. In the writings, it says bread sustains the heart of a man. Amar Rabbi Chama said, Levavchem ein kasiv kan. He says, it doesn't write it with as lamed vav, lamed vet kaf mem. He doesn't write it that way. Ella libechem magid. Rather, it writes it lamed bet kaf mem.
No, it's only with one base. Only with one base.
Right. And this tells us she'ein yetzer hara sholet b'mal achim, that the yetzer hara does not influence angels.
Very good.
Oh,
That
wow.
translation has influence. That's your own translation, or
No, that's what my English says. So late.
who is that? The art scroll?
No, this is not Art Scroll. This is the Matsuda Chumash and Rashi.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so continuing
By the
on.
way, Yechiel, did you manage to get hold of my Chumash, Rashi on Bereshis?
You're muted, Yechiel.
Okay, I have to speak to my brother. I have to speak to him. Okay. Because I have a Chumash Rashi translation, but it's only on Bereshis, for the more published on Bereshis. And hopefully in the not too distant future, it'll be coming out in all 5 volumes. I'm at the end of Dvorim, Parsha's Kisod. So hopefully not too distant future will be, all 5 volumes will be published.
How long have you been working on it?
Too long.
Okay.
Okay.
Achar ta'avoru. Afterwards, you will go on your way. Achar kain te lechu. Meaning after that, you will leave.
Yeah. Now what Rashi's saying is as follows. You should not be misled into understanding the pasuk as achar ta'avoru, after you have passed. That's what Rashi's pointing. Acha, after that, ta'avoru, and that's the future sense. Ta'avoru, you can continue. You continue on traveling. That's what Rashi's pointing out. Okay.
Avartem. My English says, for this reason that you have passed. He hadavar hazeh ani mivakesh mikem. Because this is what I'm asking of you. Me'achar she'avadtem alai. After that you've passed by me.
Since, not me'acha means after. Me'acha, since you have passed by me for my honor. So what Rashi means is as follows. Ki al kain. Rashi's got a problem in the translation of the pasuk as follows. What is, if you literally translate it, I'm asking you to stop by me, have a meal, rest yourselves, have a meal. Ki al kain, for that reason you have passed by my servant. For that reason you have passed by my servant. So Rashi's explaining, the reason why I'm asking you to stay is because the mere fact that you have passed and been made yourselves, given me the opportunity of inviting you, therefore I request you please stay and be my guests. In other words, it is for this reason that you have passed by me in order that I should be able to invite you. That's what he's actually
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
I'm asking this of you to be my guests since you have passed by me for my honor. Means, I'll put it in other words, since you've honored me by coming in and stopping by me and not continue a journey, because they could technically go straight past Avraham Avinu's tent. But since they didn't do that, they stopped and did come in. Therefore, for that, I'm asking, Avraham Avinu is saying to them, I'm asking you to honor me. You've honored me in that way, so please do me a reciprocal favor and stay here and be my guests. Now, Rashi is going to go explain everywhere else. Our pasuk is just an example, but wherever you have this terminology, ki al kain, it has a similar idea.
Ki al kain.
Yeah, come
It
on.
is for this reason. Kamo al asher, like al asher. My English says since or because.
I'm sorry?
My English says that al asher means since or because. V'chein kol ki al kain sheba mikrah.
It's not quite simple as that. Al asher. It is on account of this. Al asher, on account of the fact that you have passed by your servants, therefore, I'm asking you, please stay as to be my guest. Okay, we'll see. Rashi's going to.
Okay, so therefore, the phrase ki al, every time we see the phrase ki al kain, ki
everything you
al
have in scripture,
ba'u, because they came. B'tzel korasi, under the
because
shelter of my roof.
Right. Means Lot pleaded with the people of Sodom not to harm his guests because Bo B'tzel Karasi, because they have come in the shade of my roof. Karasi is like really my beam. They've come within, as they come into my house, they've come under the shade of my house, come under my wing. Therefore, I ask this of you, don't harm them. It is for this reason, ki al kain, for this, the fact that they have come into my house, therefore I ask of you, do not harm them. Okay? Next other example, ki al kain.
Re'isi panecha. My English says, because I have seen your face.
So again, because is an oversimplification. Doesn't really give the right input. Let me see how I translated it.
Sense concerning yes.
The truth is, I told you also because. Yes, key. For this I ask of you because they have come under the protection of my roof. Or ki al kain ra'isi fanecha. for it is fitting that you accept my gift, since I have seen. You see, al-kain means because. The key is preceding the what's happening before. Means, how do I say it? For. In other words, for. In other words, every time you have these cases of ki al-kain, it's following something that has been a request or let's say a request to do something. Whereas here Avraham Avinu is telling the guest, I'm asking you to stay as my guest. Ki, I'm asking you to stay as my guest. Al-kain for that, because you have passed by and you didn't just overlook me. You came in and accepted my invitation to come in. Therefore, I ask of you, please, because of that, remain here to be my guests. Or similarly, the second case, means I ask ki, for I'm asking you not to harm my guests, ki al-kain, because bo b'tzel karosi, the fact that they have come under the protection of my roof, therefore I ask you not to harm them. And similarly, ki al-kain ro'isi fanecha, I'm asking you, ki, for this I ask of you to accept my gift, al-kain ro'isi fanecha, because I have seen your face and we've been reconciliated. Similarly, ki al-kain le'nesatiha, for this is happening to us. That's talking about the whole story of Yehuda with Tamar, is because I didn't give her to marry my son. Okay, that's the Seder was. The key is one idea, was explaining, it's going back on what was mentioned previously. And al-kain, the reason is because for how the pasuk ends off. Ki al-kain yodato chanoseinu means Moshe Rabbeinu was telling Yisrael, I ask you of you to stay. It is for this because yodato chanoseinu, you are aware of how we can camp. Okay. Let's continue pasuk Vav. Lou, I'm sorry, Lou, Meir, pasuk Vav.
Okay. Vayimaher Abraham ha'ohela el Sarah. Vayomer mahari shalosh si'im kemach solet lushi v'asi ugot. So Abraham quickly went, I guess, to the tent,
To the tent.
to Sarah. Okay. And said, Mahari is
Hurry.
hurry. 3 se'im, sayas, I guess, of flour.
3 small measure.
Okay, 3 measures.
Soiless. Flour, coarse flour, and fine flour.
Oh,
Lushi.
2 different types of
Medium.
flours.
I see you going to make loaves, make cakes.
Oh, okay.
By the way, it's interesting, the point over here, there's no pleas and no soft requests on Avram's part. It's like, okay, we got guests now. Everybody into action.
Chop, chop,
He runs over to somebody and said, sorry,
chop, chop.
right? Right, the sister, sorry, Harry, Frisa, Kemach, Silas, lead it. Hey, everything's a command. No, shall we say, time for soft talk here. Okay?
Very interesting.
Kemach, Silas.
Now,
Okay.
what's your understanding of that? That doesn't sound like very good mitos.
So that's what I'm saying. The chat is as they were all the house of Avraham Avinu was a well-oiled chesed machine, well-oiled Achnosis Orchim machine. And Mela Avraham Avinu wasn't just the thing. He's saying, you know, okay, guys, we got guests now. Let's get into action. It wasn't as a harsh command. He was saying that we need this now, okay? This. And everybody was willingly leaping into action.
It doesn't take very long to say please.
But that's the idea over here.
I mean, if it was me, I
I
would
mean,
say
just
please.
imagine, $5 yeah, $5. Chas v'sholem, there's an accident or something like that, and the person needs resuscitation. So you expect one guy, Hatzalah guy to the other, he says, please, can you please pass me the defibrillator, right? Every second counts. Right?
Uh-huh.
So for Avram Avinu, there was an urgency. It wasn't just doing the mitzvah, there was an urgency to do the mitzvah. Okay, anyway, that's a comment of Rashi over here. Kemach soles. Rashi explains there's two things here.
Kemach solet. So one is what, raw flour, the other is sifted flour, I guess.
Right.
Solet la'ugot, the sifted flour for cakes. Kemach le'amilan shel tabachim. Oh, and the unsifted is for
The cooked starch.
cooked starch. Wow. Okay.
Seems they would
Hold
take the coarse flour and sprinkle it over the pot, and it
Uh-huh.
would draw out
Oh, the
the
kasot.
acid to cover the pot. Lishevis azuma, to draw the fat and all the other impurities.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I don't know if the culinary experts of today believe in this method. I know when my wife makes soup, she generally cooks it up and then lets it cool to skim off all the fat.
Yeah, yeah.
The old days, they used to dafka use that for schmaltz. It's not very much in vogue today, though.
I was at a Shabbos table once where they served schmaltz.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was amazing. How could
You
you
actually
serve
taste it?
schmaltz? No, I didn't taste any. No, I was disgusted by it. But the husband did. He took it and put it on his bread. Blech.
Very good.
So it must be chicken taste.
Chicken
guess.
fat. Yeah, chicken
Yeah.
fat. Right.
Cool.
Yeah. And he was a large man.
You can imagine. Okay.
That's it. For
Yeah,
six.
right, a pasuk Zayin.
El Habakar Ratz Abraham Vayikach Ben Bakar Rach V'tov Vayitain El Hanar Vayimaher La'asos Oso. And Abraham ran to the cattle, and he took a calf,
Yeah, young.
tender and good, and he gave it to the lad, and he hurried to prepare it. So the Rashi says, Ben Bakar Rach V'tov. Is it Rach or Rach?
Rach.
Rach, okay. Parim Hayu. I'm sorry, Gimel Parim Hayu. There were 3 cows. Today le'aha chilan gimel lishonos, in order that they might eat 3 tongues.
To feed them 3 tongues in mustard.
Bachar dal, with mustard.
Right. Now this was a super delicacy. Tongue in mustard. Okay.
El hanar, to the lad. Zeh Yishmael, this is Yishmael. Lechancho b'mitzvot, to teach him the mitzvahs.
So he wanted to train him into doing chesed. Okay.
Right.
So it's interesting. We mentioned yesterday, because he asked the water not to be brought directly, he himself didn't directly bring the water, but it was brought through a shliach. So similarly, Avraham Avinu's descendants were not zocher to get water directly from Hashem, but only through a shliach. Yet over here, we don't find Avraham Avinu is penalized for the fact, or is chided for the fact that he gave Yishmael to shech these calves.
Because
Okay?
Abraham is the one that actually brought them to the guest.
And also before, as I mentioned yesterday, the idea that he gave water and he had it done through a shliach was that Avraham Avinu himself did not want to do it himself.
Right.
Whereas the idea over here was that Avraham Avinu would have done it himself, but he wanted to have Yishmael participate in the mitzvah as well. Therefore, he asked Yishmael to do it. So therefore, as far as that was concerned, Avraham Avinu did not show any, not sure the right word is, disdain or any lack of willingness to do the mitzvah of this, say, shechting these calves. He merely wanted just to have Yishmael join in as well. And therefore, it did not show any lack of eagerness to do the mitzvah. On the contrary, he wanted to have Yishmael participate as well. So therefore, Avraham Avinu wasn't penalized, and wasn't, as a result of that, it wasn't saying that his descendants did not receive meat directly from Hashem. There wasn't such a concept over here. What is bothering me, which I don't really have an answer, where does Rashi get it from that there were 3 cows? 3 calves more.
Then Bakar is singular.
Right? Exactly, it says, Vayikach ben bakar rach v'toiv. The rach v'toiv are descriptions of what the ben bakar was.
And I would think that the tongue would be big enough that you could divide it into 3 parts.
I don't know how big a calf's tongue is.
I don't either. I know the tongue of a cow is very big,
Yeah, that for sure.
but I don't know. I guess it depends on how old the calf is, how big the calf is.
Is there such a concept as a sheep's tongue?
Yes, a sheep has a tongue, and it's pretty small. It's for one person.
But there's meat on it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a good piece of meat.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm saying maybe nowadays instead of tongue in mustard, people just eat tongue in cheek. Anyway.
Well, in Rosh Hashanah for sure.
Right. Anyway, okay. Actually, it's interesting what time of year this happened.
Pesach.
Rashi learns that it was a Pesach time, but there's a medrash which says that previously Pasuk Dalet said, so I saw this morning, he says, "V'shanu tachas ha'etz." right? Rest under the tree. That was referring, he built for them a sukkah. It was on sukkah. Okay. I think we'll have to stop here. We got up to Pasuk Ches. Okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry for the transmission problems. Hopefully we'll have Bez Hashem tomorrow. We'll be okay. Okay.
Thank
Be
you.
well. Welcome.
Very good. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Be well.
Okay, take care.
Okay. Take care, Yechiel.